How you been?
I'm good. How are you?
Another week, another good episode on the way. Episode 41 is here. It's your boys, Garrett and Alec here for Section 300. Appreciate everybody that's been tuning in. Find us if you're listening to podcasts, whether it be on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or here on YouTube. We appreciate everybody that's been tuning in to our show. Subscribe to our page here. Subscribe to us on wherever you listen to podcasts. Rate, review, all that good stuff for us. Find us on IG at Section.300. Follow our page there. A lot of great content there, as well as my 5 Few list every Friday with our new music. A lot of great stuff there. A lot of great stuff on our Twitter as well. Section 300 Pod. A lot of great stuff everywhere where you find us. There's a lot of great stuff. So follow us and show love, and we'll be sure to show love back. So appreciate everybody that's tuning in. We're for another episode. Before I get into it, for the listeners, I want to just apologize in advance if you hear anything in the background. I have the TV on, as well as a Steeler fan in the background that's not too happy today. So just a little warning in case you hear some rumbling. But now that that's out the way, you said you had a good weekend, bro?
Yeah. Nothing too crazy. Pretty much stayed in for most of the weekend, watched some football.
I see that shirt you got on, so you got that Batman Joker shirt on. Did you see the Joker movie yet?
No, that just happened to be a coincidence, honestly.
Oh, okay.
I really want to see it. It's got great reviews. So
yeah, I saw it last night. Me and Steeler came over here. We went and saw it. It was really good.
What'd you think?
I liked it a lot. I wouldn't put it ahead of Heath, but he's like right there to me. He's like right under that. Like he did a real good job. I'm definitely going to see that again because I love that whole thing. People were making kind of a deal about it because in this age we're in and all the shootings, things that take place, people thought that maybe that movie might have riled up some people. But I think that people have to be able to separate what they see on TV from the real world. Like this is clearly a movie. The Joker's not a real person. He's not here actually trying to rile up people to go and do some heinous activity. It's a movie that we all know the backstory to. Let's just go and enjoy it for what it is, and it's not meant to be mimicked. It's a cartoon.
Almost like the media wants that shit to happen. The way
that's why I've been seeing a lot of that. It's like they're trying to have somebody do it just so they can have their point become validated. It's like no, you shouldn't want that to happen. So outside of that, really enjoyed the movie. Definitely gonna go see it again. And that was my weekend. So we'll leave it at that for other things. And then as we do for our regular rotation, we'll talk about college football first and then go on to other things. And me and you being the big USC and UCLA guys, we'll start with our teams there. USC had a bye week, so not much to talk about there. But going to UCLA, you guys played Oregon State and got beat down a little bit. So you got anything to say about your team?
Nah, I didn't watch it. I mean, U of A is my team, bro. Like I don't play UCLA football.
Got you.
But I didn't see any of the game. I just saw the ESPN notifications coming up on my phone when Oregon State kept getting touchdowns on us. So I was like, I don't know. This is expected at this point, honestly. I don't know. That Washington State game was a fluke to me because that was the only bright spot.
That's what I was going to say, though. I can't call it a full fluke after the game they had last week or 2 weeks ago, whenever that was, against Washington State. Mm-hmm. Like, you guys should have bounced back or should be able to build off of that and show that you're now at least a decent team instead of the worst in college football.
I think it's clear they're the worst in the Pac-12 right now. So.
Yeah. Definitely. So they've gone back to their usual self after that loss. We'll see where they go next. Going to the team that you said you're a true fan of, Arizona, that me and you both are fans of. Arizona played Colorado yesterday in a game that people had Colorado. Many people I saw on ESPN Game Day, 4 of the 5 analysts had Colorado winning the game. Many people didn't give Arizona the credit. People with Khalil coming still fresh off an injury didn't think he'd be ready for this game. And he proved everybody wrong. He had like 400 yards, a few touchdowns, and it was a great outing. So love what I saw from Arizona yesterday. Love what I saw from them.
Yeah, it seems like Khalil always shows out against Colorado. They showed his highlights from the game where he kind of broke out. That was in Colorado where he had like 300 yards rushing or some shit.
Right.
And then the last time they came to U of A, they put like 40 on him. So it seems like Khalil has Colorado's number, I guess, because he balled out, like you said, yesterday. Defense looked pretty solid for the most part. I think those 2 linebackers, it's like Schooler and I forget the other guy's name, played pretty well as well. So it's good to see. Like they're a couple yards away from being I guess 5-0 right now.
Right.
They're 4-1.
Mm-hmm.
If they won that game against Hawaii, they'd be undefeated right now. So looking pretty good. I'm pleasantly surprised by how Arizona's performed this year, and they got a tough matchup next week against UW at home. So that'll be a test for sure. I think they're still ranked top 15-ish, Washington. So that'll be a good test for us.
Definitely going to be a good game. And even though Washington is top 15, I think Arizona, you mentioned in our notes for this show, you mentioned that Arizona should get in the top 25 with this last victory that we had. So I think with us being a top 25 team as well, it's going to be a good matchup, and I think we can get it done. Being at home as well is going to help a lot. So definitely, if I'm around for that game, I'm definitely going to be tuned in for that. Also, with them being with Arizona in this game, they go into their top 2, I believe, in the Pac-12 South alongside SC. So SC didn't win, didn't play this week. They're still top of that division right now. So happy for all that, for all the success all these teams are having, and I hope that continues throughout the rest of the season. So definitely gonna keep eyes on all of that. Definitely excited for the rest of college football season. A lot of stuff across all of college football yesterday. So I was working, so I didn't get to see all the games, but I saw some highlights from just across the board, and it looked real good. So hopefully I can catch up more on it next weekend and going forward. But yeah, a lot of good football going on yesterday, and a lot going on today. I got my Ravens hat on today. And I'm not going to brag or nothing like that today.
Lamar was looking a little shaky.
Looking real shaky. 3 picks today. It was a real dog fight. Every year against the Steelers is a dog fight. And this was another example of that. And we found a way to squeeze away and get the win. But it was not pretty at all. So we won, what was that? 23-20
or something like that.
23-20, right.
23.
So yeah, something like that. One of my 3 points with a field goal in overtime. Got real lucky because Juju caught a pass in overtime after we had turned it over. Juju caught a pass going downfield, and Marlon Humphrey punched it free, and we got it back and we were able to turn that into the field goal to win the game. So we got kind of lucky in that. It shouldn't have been that close at all in my eyes after the success we had earlier in the season, but it was what it was, and I'm glad we still found a way to win. So good game good game on our part, and I hope we can build on this and get back to that team where we were calling Lamar fucking Peyton Manning and all that kind of shit earlier this year.
They went off after those first 2 weeks.
That was my point, though. That was my point I said before. I was like, everybody calm down. I'm saying this as a fan of the Ravens myself. I'm saying this as a fan of the Ravens myself. Yo, we played the Dolphins and the Cardinals. Lamar is not fucking Tom Brady. Everybody chill out. So, I'm glad I'm honestly glad we got humbled a little bit because it's going to help us in the long run. So I'm glad we kind of had these games where we faced some adversity, had to fight through some injuries and things. I'm glad we got to see some of that, and we got a victory still in the end. So hope we can continue to build and get back to a top tier team, and go along and hopefully get a win at the end of the season. So definitely excited about all of that. On another side, within this game, something that was crazy just watching it was that there was a stretch in this game where it felt like every other play there was an injury. There was the
Same
first
as this game right now, the Dallas and Green Bay one. Guys are going down almost every play.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So there was a stretch in there where there was the big hit that went across all of social media where everybody thought Mason Rudolph got killed, essentially, where he got jammed between 2 guys and just collapsed immediately.
He got knocked out cold, yeah.
Right. He just dropped quick. So there was that, and then one of the Ravens tight ends went down, and then Tony Jefferson went down with a knee injury and got carted off. It was just there's injury after injury going on these days. And it's just interesting because I still hear they're trying to figure out how to extend the season. And it's like, I don't get how players could agree to extend the NFL season when even with the 16, they're getting hurt so much within that. Right. So, I don't know how that's going to work out. I understand the business side of it, but there's a lot of negotiations going on. I think there's a new contract coming up soon, I believe. They got to figure out all the CBA, whatever. So they're trying to figure out the season length. And it's like, I don't know how you extend that when you already see how difficult it is to get through just the 16 that we go through so far. So,
I mean, does it also just have to do with the number of games or just like the physicality of the sport too?
It's definitely the physicality of the sport as well. Yeah. Though they're calling flags more, and as I mentioned, there's some of the flags do deserve to be called. They're trying to monitor it more. The reality is this is what the sport is. Guys are banging heads all game long. That's what they have to do. So when you're doing that, it's going to lead to a lot of injuries. So you can't really avoid that. It's just it's just finding a way to continue to protect yourselves, and so we don't have as bad injuries as we continue to see. So I hope we continue to advance the game protection wise, and we continue to find better ways to keep guys guarded, because there's no way around. This is not going to be flag football. We want to see guys bumping heads, and we want to see that. Whether we want to be the PC and try to act like we don't, we want to see guys bumping a little bit. So with that being the case, we have to find other ways to protect these guys. So whether it be in continuing to call these flags, whether it be improving the equipment, or whatever the case may be, I hope we continue to see that progress forward in the near future. So
I know another thing
that was big this week.
The players kind of wanted to, because I don't think a lot of the players are keen on the Thursday night games just because of like the short recovery for some teams into. So
it's funny because I've seen both sides of that Thursday night argument, where there are players that are not fond of it because of that short week. Yeah. But that extra day or two after the game helps going forward. That's true. It's like, wow, you don't want to. It is tough to play 2 games in 5 days or whatever the case is, wherever that is. Having that extra, making it now, and you have to wait another 10 days or whatever the case is for the next one. And a half for the next one. That helps you recover a little bit better. So it balances out. So I get it's tough, but I enjoy Thursday games. I'm starting to enjoy Thursday games. The last couple
have been really good. Really good.
That's when changed. When the games are good, it helps the argument. So seeing good games start to happen on Thursday nights has made it more enjoyable. So I'm not gonna say I'm fully for it, but I do enjoy when they come on.
And now they got the games on Fox finally, because it used to be like Amazon Prime only, and like
they tried the Twitter thing also. It was
NFL Network kind of. So now they have them like nationally televised, so that helps too.
Definitely. So, I think they should keep the Thursday games, and it's just figuring out how to, going back to our last argument, just finding ways to protect the players more just in general, so they don't have to have so much aches and pains throughout the weeks in between all these games and things. So that's a bigger thing that's going on with this game. They're trying to figure it out. My apologies. I have my dog in the room right now. My window's open. You see the dog, people walking by and things. We're going to get that cleaned up in a second. But go ahead. There we go. All right. Now we're good. So, that was it with my Ravens going on to across the rest of the league, though. Any other games you want to talk about, you want to highlight?
I don't think specifically other games, but just going off the protecting the players thing, we saw that Vontaze Burfict got suspended for the rest of the season for his hit last week, which was like a helmet-to-helmet hit that ended up calling targeting. And I just wanted to get your thoughts on that one.
When we talk about protecting the players and things, when you have a guy like him who has a history of targeting guys like he appears to have, I get why they suspended him for the year. What's funny, though, is watching that, when I saw the clip, something that's always funny to me is that plays tend to look a lot worse in slow-mo than they do in real life. So when they showed that play back, it seemed like he saw the dude and slow-mo lowered his head and went straight at him. But when you play at full speed, like it seemed like he kind of just ran by, ducked his head a little bit, and pushed through him. It didn't seem as bad as the slow-mo makes it. So when you see those plays and how they alter the video to make it seem worse than it is, I get why it looked as bad as it was and why he ended up getting the suspension. Plus him, like I mentioned, with his history of injuring guys, I get why it all happened. But the thing where, as I also mentioned, it's still a physical league. When you have guys that are physical, you can't punish them for being physical. You let them play the game. So I understand.
Some of those hits seem like hard to avoid too. Just with like when a guy's going down and you're trying to tackle him, kind of thing. Right. And usually, like the receiver or running back, whatever, will kind of lower their head too. Right. So like,
and everybody's going full speed.
Yeah, exactly. Like
you can't go from running 20 miles an hour to stopping on a dime. I mean, your car can, but a human trying to move like that, it's not that easy. So, especially on the field with all the adrenaline running and all the case may be. So, it's hard to tell the guy, as soon as you, like the rough the passer calls that always get called. Right. Right after the guy throws the ball, and in slow-mo, it seems like he has all this time to stop. But in real life, you have no time to adjust to that. Right. So, it's just, You gotta let some guys play, and you can't punish a guy for being in a league that kind of bases itself on physicality. So
yeah, it's a violent sport. Like
so I'm not really for. Honestly, it's funny because Vontaze was somebody who's a Bengal for a long time and injured some Ravens and things, so it's kind of ironic to say. But even in that, I'm not actually for his suspension for the full year.
I thought the full year is a little excessive. Maybe like the 4 games or whatever, but
it's not excessive because I get his history and all of that.
Yeah.
It's just that I don't think the hit deserved that punishment just to begin with. Like I really don't think it should have. Like they immediately threw the flags and said you're out of here, kicked him out the game, and that led to the review and suspension. Mm-hmm. I honestly don't think it was that bad, but everybody has this immediate reaction, like the bad reaction every time a big hit happens these days. Yeah. That everything seems a lot worse than it really is. So
yeah. He's definitely not going to get the benefit of the doubt just because of who he is, and he definitely has had dirty hits in the past. That one didn't seem as like
he's had hits, he's had suspensions before, and he's tried to appeal before. He's been through this whole process, and it's rarely worked for him. He's going to try to do it again this time, but I don't think it's going to work out. So people are calling for him to be out the league completely. People are calling for him to go into therapy, all kinds of stuff to try to calm down his aggression. I've seen all kinds of stuff. I really don't think it's that serious. I think y'all are just
the Raiders still got Richie Incognito on their roster.
So it's a little hypocritical, but people are gonna say what they want to say. That's just the culture we're in right now. So be it. But I'm not a fan of the treatment that Vontaze has been getting. So again, we're just gonna have to wait and see how that plays out. Hopefully, I know I said his past appeals haven't worked, but hopefully this time he can get a fair look and actually get his appeal, win his appeal this time. Because I don't think it was as bad as everybody's making it seem. So we'll see with that. And that's it regarding right now. Something else you brought up was Percy Harvin and Calvin Johnson and some of the things they brought up. You want to talk about that real quick?
Yeah, I think both of them kind of had interviews on separate occasions where they talked about their marijuana use while they played in the league. And Percy Harvin said like he played high almost every game of his career. Mm-hmm. And I think Calvin Johnson said he used it after almost every game as opposed to getting addicted to painkillers like a lot of other guys do. So
now with Calvin, is that because he was in pain or because he was in Detroit?
I mean, it could be both, but like I think I don't know. It brought up for me the question. I mean, we all love the clips of Stephen A. saying stay off the weed, but I think the league probably has. I think they have to change something with their rules and regulations as it relates to marijuana use, because like Calvin said, a lot of guys are taking painkillers and getting hooked on them, that kind of thing. And weed is legal in some states. I don't know. That might make it an issue because it's not legal everywhere as well. But it's a healthier way to recoup after a game. It has scientifically proven effects that help your body heal after a game. So I think it's something that the league may have to look at in the future. I know players probably definitely want them to right now. Mm-hmm. I don't know what your thoughts are.
You brought up Stephen A. and his clips about stay off the weed and all that everybody loves. But on the flip side is Max Kellerman, whose point I kind of agree with as well, in that the league cannot be a league that is sponsored by all these alcohol brands and continues to push for and always is highlighting Miller Lite and Budweiser and all these places, but is against weed. Like the alcohol is doing a lot more damage than the weed is. So when you endorse the worst one, it seems hypocritical for you to say you can't do the weed because of whatever stigma is attached to that. So I disagree with the NFL's punishment for guys that take that use that. I think that there's, as we continue to see with the Calvin Johnsons and Percy Harvins, there's a lot of benefits to that a lot of guys are using, but when they're getting caught, they're getting punished for it, while other guys are getting hooked on all this other stuff because whatever the case may be. So
like the league has had Josh Gordon's number for years. Right. Use of weed. There's domestic abuse cases all over the league and all kinds of other issues that are way more harmful than smoking some weed. So
if it's helping guys out and they're not flailing across the field as clearly as a result of it, I think you gotta let that pass. If guys were let's flip it, and guys were doing what you guys are endorsed. Excuse me. If guys were drunk on the field, they'd clearly be drunk on the field. If guys were high, we've been told multiple times now. We've been literally told people have been high playing games, and you couldn't tell. And if they didn't tell us,
NBA players have said it as well.
And if they did not tell us, we would not have known. Right. So if that's the case, and guys can play high or can whatever the case may be, and use that as a coping mechanism, or if they need that to help them relax, push hard and these anxieties and things,
right?
We should use that for. Right. If guys have all these anxieties and things and need that to help calm them down, you should allow that rather than have them drinking beers before the game, because you'd rather have the money that the alcohol brings in. So
right.
Yeah, I'm against how the NFL views all of that. I'm against how they are handling all these situations. And I think that as we continue to see more guys step out and bring up why they have been using it, the NFL needs to change as well and adjust to the times. Plus, we're in a world now where it's legal in most states and things. So if the rest of the world can adjust, why can't the NFL? So
right.
It's time for a change with that.
Cancer patients use it when they're recouping. It clearly has some medicinal uses. So
the stigma has to change, definitely. So that's really all I have right now for the NFL. Yeah. Unless you want to talk about our fantasy teams real quick, since we have some of our IG people on voting on every week.
Yeah, definitely.
My team, I had a good week last week.
Get the dub.
I don't know. So I'm playing against Corey this week. Corey, shout out to you, bro. Guys, what's his team called? Unseasoned Chicken, which seems like a fitting name. But he's up by 10 points to me right now. And I have Keenan Allen left, as well as the Green Bay defense. And I have Nick Chubb on Monday night. So down by 12 points as Philip Lindsay puts a few more points on the board for him. He has T.Y. Hilton as well, and a kicker for Kansas City playing later tonight. So that might stretch his lead a little bit more. But if Nick Chubb has another game like he did against Baltimore, he could. We don't know. Against 49ers, that might just happen. So we got to stay tuned for that. Another thing, too, though, and it's something I brought up to you before, is just that I hate that I don't trust my gut. So I had Chark. What's his name?
Once you start trusting your gut, then you go put the wrong person in.
No, but that's how I always got. I told you week one, it was the same thing. When I played a couple weeks ago with my other, I forgot when it was, but I've had a few times this year, last year, whenever the case, where I see clearly what I need to do, and I just say, "Oh no, what's the smart move?" And I try to do the NFL analyst, ESPN shit, and make the wrong move, and my guys in my bench ends up balling. Yeah. So for this week, for example, I was trying to find a flex receiver to play because Kenny Galladay was out for me this week. He had a bye week. Right. So I was like, I need a receiver. Let me go through. I already have Gallup on my team. I have DJ Chark. Terrell Williams for the Raiders is out right now, so I couldn't play him. I was like, well, okay, between these three, who could I play? And instead of playing Gallup or Chark, I went and grabbed Cole Beasley because I saw Cole Beasley average like 15 points for the last 3 weeks. He was getting 15 points a game. So I was like, oh, he'll do it again against the Bills or against the Titans. And we just do that. And instead, he gave me 5 points. And meanwhile, Michael Gallup and DJ Chark, Gallup had 20 points. It might be going up more as he continues to play this game right now. And DJ Chark had 40 points. So if I played either of them, I would clearly win this game this week. But instead, Cole Beasley did nothing for me, and I'm about to take it out. So just got to trust my gut. And
the fantasy shit, bro.
I'm getting in my own way as usual. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm going to be 3-2 most likely. And
I'm getting spanked by 100 now. I still have Mahomes. I still have Jarvis Landry. I still have Travis Kelce, but that's not going to make up 100. They each need to give me 35.
Yeah, no, not happening.
I could get that from Mahomes probably, but the other maybe like 20. So I'm probably taking the L this week. I clutched it out last week. I don't know how, but
hey, welcome to the 3-2 club, bro. I'm with you. With you. It's all good. Yeah. While we're talking fantasy real quick, we might as well give one positive to Matt real quick, since Matt, we always talk shit about him and the Celtics. He's most likely getting his first win of the year this week. He put up damn near 200 points in fantasy. I forgot who he's playing against, but having a big day today. And he's been losing every week, but finally showing out today.
He's playing the team.
Playing the number one seed. So This is an upset. So appreciate you. Congrats for you on your dub, and that's only positive year for me because besides that, you're a Boston fan. So don't get used to it. We gotta have you on still, Matt. Matt definitely got to be on the show soon. We gotta talk Boston. I'm still ready. Listen, I'm still waiting to get to you about your Jaylen Brown shit. Don't think I forgot. Jaylen Brown. No, I ain't forget. I did not forget.
170 Ibs.
Yeah, no, not happening. I'm not even gonna go there yet because, like I said, we gotta bring Matt on to really talk about this shit. So we're gonna say that for now, but we will go to the NBA. Okay. And since we are here now, with the season's now underway, somewhat with preseason getting going, and we got our first look at LeBron and AD on the Lakers. And again, I said I was at work yesterday, so I missed college football, preseason, all that stuff. You saw the game, you making faces and things.
They were looking.
How'd they look,
bro? They were looking real nice. I was talking to Matt. He was like, "It's just preseason." I'm like, "I know, but it wasn't like scrubs out there. Like both teams had their starting lineups out there, and I think we got a little bit of a taste of how the Warriors are going to have to adjust to this season with losing KD, having Klay Thompson out probably most of the season, if not all, till postseason. D'Angelo's going to have to adjust to that system. He was trying to do some like one-on-one stuff that wasn't really working for him. And then Steph is going to be Steph. Like Steph is probably going to have an MVP caliber season, but he's going to have to carry them. So on the flip side, the Lakers look great, and I'm a temper my excitement, but they looked like Anthony Davis looked phenomenal in his one half of play. He got like 27 and 10 or something like that.
Oh, that was only one half?
Yeah, it was like in one half.
I saw a stat line. I didn't know one half.
He had 17 and 7 in one quarter.
That's
like,
dumb, bro.
I was like, he was eating on the offensive glass. Yeah, he was making good plays on the defense.
I didn't see it, but that would go to my point about him being a power forward. Him being the 4 going against Draymond Green, that's food, bro. I get Draymond's great, but against Anthony Davis, you're not slowing that down. So
for him
being in that 4 spot,
him
being in that 4 spot is crucial for us. Definitely.
The Clippers are gonna have issues too, like because we started Braun at the 1, and then we had AB, Danny Green, AD, and then JaVale McGee. So AD and JaVale. So what?
The boy you said we're gonna start from day 1 did not start.
I hope not, bro. But
you were saying Rondo for the longest, and Rondo wasn't there. So I'm happy with that.
They said Avery Bradley's been killing it in training camp. So I think guys are real high on AB.
Keep it that way. I'm totally fine with that. Keep Rondo on the side.
Trust me.
Give me Caruso high for sure. So
AB looked hungry too. On the defensive end, he was hounding Steph. I liked what I saw from Avery Bradley.
For sure. So good outing, good first game from the Lakers. Definitely gonna stay tuned for all that. Definitely excited about all that. Actually, honestly, I can't even say that I'm excited. It's weird. I still don't feel connected to this team. So as a Laker fan, always excited for the team.
It might have changed something for you.
Okay. As a Laker fan, maybe just not seeing it. My hype isn't really there yet because I still feel like this is a team full of mercenaries. But just as a basketball fan, I'm excited about NBA season's back. So time for more fantasy stuff. Fantasy basketball's on the way as well. That's going to be fun.
Yeah.
NBA season's right on the corner. So definitely excited about all of that. Definitely going to be staying tuned. Stay tuned with all of that. Last week we had Utah Jazz player Miye Oni on the show, and he had his first game as well this Saturday with the Jazz. They played the 36ers or some shit like that, I think.
I guess
I don't know
that
who
a
they
foreign
are.
team or something?
I hope so. But either way, they blew them out. Miye got good minutes, played like 20 minutes, got 9 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, I believe. Hit a trade ball and all that. So real good first outing. Showed that he belongs in the league and things. Even though they played scrubs, he shows he could fit on that team. So good first outing. Major props, salute to him. Hopefully that continues throughout the year. And that's really the only things I have to say right now for the preseason. Definitely gonna be looking forward to the rest of it. But for now, that's all NBA wise.
Hold up. Have you seen Harden's new signature move?
I don't think that's Harden's move though. I saw clips of somebody, and I get the joking. I get the joking. But I'm saying that I've seen people do that before. Like I've seen clips of people.
Not in the NBA though.
Not in the NBA, I get that. So Harden definitely can claim it. He's the most popular. But I'm saying that's not. I wouldn't call that a new move. I don't know. I think
No.
to me, it's not it hasn't been in the NBA for a reason.
Exactly.
Like it doesn't seem like it's gonna work. I don't think it's gonna last long. Like
I haven't seen him make one yet. Even in warm-ups, like when he's doing that shit, I'm like, what?
I think he's someone who likes the flash. Like clearly, he's somebody step backs and all of that, and off the court, his style. He's someone that clearly likes to put on a show. So this is just another thing to add to his show, his highlight reel. But really, basketball-wise, I don't think it's going to help him out too much.
No.
He's got
if his teammate Westbrook tried that, like folks would be on his ass.
Exactly. Oh, they would kill him for that. Plus, Westbrook can't even shoot yet. So if he tried that shit alongside, it's like, bro, you just gotta relax with all that. So Harden
was already dropping 60-point triple doubles last year. Like,
what do you need a new move? You don't.
Just continue to refine your game.
Like, you refine it. You don't add unnecessary shit to it. I don't get that one. But besides that, I still think the Rockets are going to be in good shape. I think him and Westbrook are going to be a good tandem. Definitely going to be excited for this whole NBA season. So a lot of good stuff on the way. A lot of good basketball, a lot of good football. And then something else that we kind of been talking about just a little bit has been baseball. Baseball is here. Playoffs are here. Dodgers are getting games underway. And I've been working a lot, so I've been missing some of the games, but I've been seeing the reaction from a lot of people that have been coming into to my job, and they've been a roller coaster of emotions right now. A lot of highs, a lot of lows, a lot of what the fuck, a whole lot of stuff going on. So you want to give us a quick baseball update real quick?
Yeah. I mean, some of the lows probably because people saw Kershaw again look a little bit shaky in game 2. Like they're calling him playoff Kershaw because historically in the playoffs, his numbers have been lower than during the regular season. He's one of the most dominant pitchers. So it was a little disappointing to see another loss for him in the postseason. They won the first game against the Nationals, shut them out 6-0, I believe, and then they lost 4-2 in game 2. So they lost home field advantage as well, losing that second game because the next 2 games are going to be in Washington.
Is the first round 7 games?
No, it's best of 5.
Okay.
So this game tonight is crucial that they get this dub because you don't want to go down 2-1 and be on the road as well. And they're the heavy favorites as well. So they need to take care of business tonight, make a statement. I believe it should be Ryu on the mound tonight. And he's potential Cy Young winner for this season. So the bats got to show up because their approach to the plate last game wasn't good. They struck out like 17 times. And you can't have that. They were swinging for the fences, and they just need to get on base. So,
okay, I was going to ask you to explain. So it's just when you say the approach, they're clearly trying to go yard every time instead of just trying to. Okay, exactly. Got you.
Exactly. So, gotta change that up. Gotta have better at bats. Get some walks. Get guys on base. Not be so focused on hitting it out of the yard every time.
Right.
But yeah, they need to take care of business tonight for sure. And then in the other series, I'm not sure how the game ended today between the Cardinals and the Braves. I don't know if you saw. But I know the Astros are up 2-0 against the Rays, and then
that's the name of it. I've been hearing the Astros a lot. People that have been coming by have been like, "Hey, the Astros look good." So
yeah, because if that's the team we see in the World Series,
they beat us the first time, right? That was the first time we lost to.
In Game 7. That was one of the greatest World Series I've ever seen. But if we see them again, they have a nasty pitching rotation.
Man, I'm not. I want to hear that, man. I do not want to hear that. So, I'm finally free for to watch some tonight, so I'll be tuned into that. And I'm gonna try to keep up with that as the playoffs go along. So, thank you for that quick update. Vic, again, want to shout out to him. We got to bring him back for a further baseball conversation. And we're going to try to continue to talk about that. I've been following the game a little bit. This is my first year really trying to sit down and watch a little bit more baseball than usual. And I've been enjoying some of it, just trying to sit back and learn it. Excuse me, I've been getting choked up all day. I don't know what's going on. But I've been someone enjoying what I've been seeing, trying to learn a little bit. And I've been seeing what you guys are saying and trying to pick up on things. So hopefully Dodgers. I'm committing to the Dodgers. Right now. I'm committing to the Dodgers, and hope we work it out. And definitely excited for how this playoffs unfolds. So there's a lot of good stuff going on right now, just everywhere. This is the best time of the year for sports, and this is the place to be to hear about it all. So football, basketball, baseball, all of that underway. Definitely excited. Definitely happy for to be here this time of year. The summertime, that shit was long, bro. those dog days of summer were rough, but we got through it. Had a lot of good moments in there, and I'm glad we made it to the fall. So
for sure,
happy for all the sports on the way, and yeah, that's really all I have I can think of right now.
Get into music.
Yeah, let's get into music. And before I get to my list, we can kind of tie all our sports talk into the music. Talk about Dame versus Shaq. Dame with Damian Lillard, player star for the Portland Trailblazers, went on the Joe Budden podcast a week ago, I believe, and had a conversation with the guys, and it got brought up about who's the best rappers in the NBA, best basketball players, and that rap as well.
Right.
And a lot of names got brought up, but Dame said he was one of the best, and he said, and Maul, who's when the co-host on that show, brought up Shaq and said, "What about him? So where you think you are with him?" And Dame said essentially that people credit Shaq for rapping when they don't really consider Shaq a rapper. It's just like Shaq rapping. Right. And Shaq saw that as a diss, and it led to tracks of them going back and forth. And round one, while I kind of honestly gave that to Shaq based on presentation. I
like both. Yeah,
it all of them. Yeah, it could have gone either way. So it was a toss-up, really, round one.
Right.
Dame shut it down a couple of days ago, and in my eyes, I think he ended it. So Dame came back with his. I think Joe on the show said Dame texted him and said he had to go back to back, and he seemed to do that with Shaq with his last track. I forgot what it's called, but Dame really talked his shit on here, and I really like what I heard from him. So I think that Dame really, he's not a basketball player / rapper. He's a basketball player and a rapper, and they're both legitimate on both sides. So
no doubt.
Yeah. I really like what I heard from him.
His last album was pretty good too. I don't know if you got a chance to listen to it yet, but I liked it. It had a couple of good features on it too. He had a Wayne feature on there and someone else, but yeah, he can rap. He can rap.
Yeah.
For sure.
To your point about hearing the albums, I was going to bring that up with my list this week, just about how many good albums drop all the time, sometimes things get overlooked. So I didn't get a chance to hear names yet, but maybe I'll get to it. Admittedly, probably not with the way music drops these days. But I heard a lot of good things, so I'm gonna and hearing these two tracks, at least I know that he definitely was probably spinning on there too. So Dame's legit. Definitely happy with what I've seen from him. Hopefully he can keep that same animosity and transfer onto the court and find a way to get over the hump in the playoffs and get something done. Yeah, and when it's a dogfight like that, you got to really step up to the plate. And at least in rap, Dame appears to be ready for that challenge. So, excited for all of that. And now flipping back to the music for my 5 for You list this week, a lot of good stuff. Summer Walker finally dropped her album, and a lot of good tracks on there. Really good project. We finally heard PND. Drake let him out the workshop. Got a good verse from him.
A
lot of good music on there that I really enjoyed as well.
Black feature on there too.
Black feature, all that good stuff. Yeah. Also, every track wasn't a minute long or whatever. So it seemed like he actually put full songs out for once, and I really enjoyed all of that. Definitely one of the better albums this week. Another album that we got was from Robert Glasper, kind of a jazz rap kind of mesh. That album that he dropped called "Fuck Your Feelings" with a lot of good features on there. Mick Jenkins was one of those that stood out to me. So him as well as Buddy, and then a few other people were on there as well. So really good project. I'll definitely check that one out. Then we got Danny Brown, who people at work have been telling me a lot to check this album out. I've been stuck on a couple others that I'll bring up in a second. But this Danny Brown album, you know what I'm saying, has dropped this week as well. People have been raving about that, so I'm gonna make sure I get to that soon to give y'all a review if y'all want it. But I
listened to it. It was solid. It was solid. I don't know if he is always like connected with me personally, but I mean, it was good music. It was good rapping. So I know Matt was really feeling it. So maybe we'll have to have him talk about it a little bit too. He's a big Danny Brown guy, but it was a solid project for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to check it out. When people start reaching out to me and saying you gotta hear this shit, that's why I know like it's for real. So I'm gonna check that Danny Brown album out, as well as some other projects that we got this week. Dark Low is somebody who's kind of underground still, but he dropped an album called American Made that I really like. Chef G, who's someone that Miye brought up last week, the project actually last week, but I wanted to make sure I put it on here. Talked the Unlucky Lucky Kid. Really solid tape. I've kind of skimmed through it, heard some good things on there. I see why Miye and others are a fan of his, so good shit from him. And then on the R&B side, we got a dude named Jack James. I think it's Jack. How he spells it, he goes JBCK, just I think where he flips the A to a V thing. I'm going to assume it's Jack, so I'm going to say Jack. Jack James dropped an EP called Detour. Good stuff on there. Then this dude goes by the name of Rima, dropped this tape, kind of reggae rap, kind of blendish, called Bad Commando. It's a mixtape that I enjoyed. And then we talked about PND getting out the workshop. Majid Jordan got the workshop as well. Dropped a single called Superstar. That was pretty good. So OVO's getting out the workshop, and they're all dropped their own music. Good stuff coming from them. So hopefully we get an album from Majid Jordan soon. And then we talked about Drake in the midst of that, and one of the people he raps along with is Travis Scott, who finally dropped a single after his last album, Highest in the Room, which was highly anticipated. Yeah, and it was decent.
Didn't hit for me.
It didn't hit for me. It was funny,
song, but
it was one of those songs that it's with Travis. Travis is the guy that we talked about how people go to him for the hits and all that kind of stuff. This was a weird song where even on this track, I think rappers would have been really good on this. Like, I know Travis is a rapper himself, but somebody that was really spitting. Well, I saw somebody, I forgot who it was. I want to give you credit, but I apologize. But somebody said like Sahai would have bodied that beat. And I think somebody that could really spit like that would have took that beat and did something crazy with it as well. So I like the beat. That's what something else I was trying to say. But it didn't really hit with what Travis did for me on there. So
it's kind of like background music at the party kind of.
Definitely.
Wasn't like I'm gonna go back to this a lot kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Not heavy rotation.
A project coming? I don't know, but that didn't
probably throwing things out there just to see first, right?
Yeah,
and then go from there. So we'll see how that goes with Travis. But I always like Travis and all the stuff he does. So
he also had that
dropping things
going with Kylie and Tyga or whatever this past week. I don't know if you saw that. Shit, but
I don't care. I really don't. I really don't. I don't care. So leave that shit alone. But continuing with the music, lastly for the classic, something you brought up last week that you wanted me to mention. Nothing Was the Same. That Drake dropped. What was that? Like 6 years ago now. I put that as my classic of the week. So. People still, it's one of them albums still on the Billboard chart, so y'all clearly still listen to it. Nice. But continue to go back to it if you haven't for some reason. Still one of the better Drake albums. I consider his classic. Check that one out. All Drake shit. I know I hate on Drake sometimes, but he has good projects, and this is definitely one of them. So check that one out, and then you can check out everything on our list. So that was a 5 list this week. #5U. Check us out on Instagram at Section.300. All those lists are there. If you have any new music, that's the place to go. I got you every week. A lot of good stuff there for everybody. R&B, rap. Got the reggae type shit every once in a while when I see somebody worthy to put on the list. So a lot of good stuff on there. Yeah. Make sure we preserve our classics as well. So check all that stuff out. And that's what I have for this week.
Is Ye gonna be on that classic list?
No, he's not. Oh, on the classic list, he's been on. I think I put Cause Dropout on the list for the classic. But the new stuff,
like the album Ye.
Oh, Ye? No, that's not classic. Miye, my boy. Miye, my boy. We talked about it before, face to face, so I can say it again here. Ye's not classic. No. I'm not gonna sit there too long on it because we all know this already. But I don't know. I don't know, man. He made me real nervous with that.
I think I don't know why he said that. It's the Kanye, Miye, like they both got the Ye. He's like, that's
I guess so, man.
Connection. Yeah.
I hope so. I hope that's the reason because he's the only one I've ever heard say that. Like no one else says that, but he for some reason said that. So I don't know, man. But we're gonna have him on again sometime soon for more hot takes. But definitely not Ye. Something I wanted to bring up. I listened to my 5 albums. Definitely check all those out. Something else though that caught my attention. I'm a big fan of KD. I mentioned before. I wore his jersey, all that kind of stuff. Talked about. I'm a big fan of his. And something else that further my fandom of him is that he's found a love for a lot of hip hop recently. Has been sharing it a lot on, if you follow him on his Instagram and other places. He started sharing a lot of like Griselda tracks with Westside Gunn and banging all those guys over there. Me, I've talked about before how I'm big fans of them. They're in my rotation the most out of anybody right now still. So seeing my favorite players share their music as well was big. Happy to see that. And then he shared others as well that while I mentioned that I'm big on the underground music, I'm still finding new guys every day. So I don't know everybody. I'm not a LeBron hip hop historian, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I'm none of that. I'm still just going around finding stuff as it comes along. And Katie posted an album by a dude that dropped this week. His name is Rada Miz, and his album drop is called "Nothing Changes If Nothing Changes." and it's a real good project that I found out about after my list dropped, so I didn't get a chance to put it on there.
Wait, you dropped an album?
No, I didn't drop an album. That's not.
We finally get to hear the verse?
I'm not dropping an album. No. I get Henry and all those boys sending beats. Stop sending me beats. It's not happening. I'm not a rapper.
Don't tease us like that, bro.
I'm not teasing y'all. That's you trying to twist my words. But anyways, I found out about this album after my list dropped, so I didn't get a chance to put it on the list. But this dude, Rod and Miz, dropped a really good project this week that I really enjoy. I thought I'm not finding all this on my own. I'm like, again, I'm saying I find it from others at times and kind of incorporate it all to blend for a good list of the best for you guys to listen to. So this was one that somehow slipped through the cracks for me, but I found out about it through KD when he shared it, and I really enjoyed what I heard on there. So Rod and Miz with an album. It's called Nothing Changes If Nothing Changes. And yeah, real good project, real good rap on there, top to bottom, a lot of good shit. Definitely check that one out as well. It'll be on my list next week. So yeah, that's all I have for the 5 for You list and everything, really. Yeah. Kind of a shorter episode today, but we got straight to it. A lot of good stuff. Continue to check out all our episodes. Go back to our episode with Ye. That was a real good episode that we had last week. Really enjoyed that. And with him coming on, I think I said on there as well, this isn't necessarily a guest-based podcast. This is more of me and you doing our thing, but we'll bring our friends along. Miye is definitely a good friend of mine that I wanted to bring on as our first one for the live. And me and you have other friends. We've mentioned Matt and Corey and Ryan, all these guys who are friends as well that we're going to bring on as well in the future. So got a lot more friends on the way, got a lot more guests that are going to do a lot of fun things. We got a lot of fun on the show. So continue to follow us, continue to show love to us wherever you follow us. And yeah, that's another episode, Section.300, episode 41. Yeah, anything else you want to talk about real quick?
I don't think so. Getting ready to watch this Dodgers game.
Yeah, let's get to it. It's gonna be hopefully it's a good game tonight. I'm gonna be tuned in. So yeah, again, thank you guys for all the love you've been showing so far. Show us love here. Subscribe to our page, drop comments, rate, review, subscribe, follow, wherever the word is. Anytime, any way you can show love, any way you can show support, interact, engage, all that kind of shit. We appreciate all of it. Whether it be on IG, whether it be on Twitter, wherever you follow us, we appreciate all the love. And yeah, that's all we got. We appreciate you, man, for real. It's your host, G Thomas 7 here, Garrett. Appreciate y'all. Alec, appreciate you, bro. Another episode 41. Shout out the bum ass Steelers for giving me a dub today. And yeah, we up out of here. Appreciate you. Peace.
I gotta see what. Cowboys trying to make a